Hi, I'm Meisha.
Hi, I'm Peggy.
And we are Hitting the Road in Mississippi.
So that exposed me to a different types of music,
Sure.
different genres of music, jazz, classical. You know, I love it all. So sometimes I want to hear some jazz. Sometimes I want to hear some classical.
Right.
Sometimes I want to hear some blues, some old school blues. Sometimes so I'm all around guy, and I think it's hard for artists to box themselves into one genre. And that's why I say I'm against the grain, because I don't think I can be boxed into one genre of music.
I guess that brings me to the question. It's something that we've talked about some. There are some in the blues world that are so dogmatic about what blues is.
Yeah.
And then there are others that are much more free-flowing with it.
Right.
And so I think you've kind of answered the question, but if you'd like to elaborate on that and how there are so many types of blues in Mississippi and so many arguments about what blues is. That's one of my things that I talk about is how I'll think something is blues, and then one blues artist will say absolutely, and another one will say no, that's not blues, and I've been so confused. What is blues? So maybe you can help me clear that up.
and it's like well, the originators always want to keep it in a certain package,
Right.
And then the young people always want to press the issue,
Right.
and see how far we can take a genre or even music or anything,
Right.
And that's one reason I like Prince, because he would do,
Yes.
he would push the envelope and do so much, even from his style of dress, which was not heard of in the 80s.
Yeah.
So he would. I appreciate guys, Kanye West, the type of guys like that, and that push the envelope. Even Jericho's, he did the blues his way. It's kind of like a hip hop kind of soulful type blues.
Yeah.
And he would say it's the blues. I would say it's the blues. Some people may
said that's
argue
not blues.
against that
Right.
because it's not the,
Right.
Right.
But
You could even be the artist formerly known as. You could do that.
That's true.
You could do that.
That's true. That's not a bad idea.
You could borrow that.
Yeah, it is against the grain. So
That's right. You
can
do that.
Yeah. So the like I said, it's all about the audience or the consumer. I think they really make the rules.
I think so too. I think that is an
what-
excellent point.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent point.
If they like it, then who am I to say, oh, that's not the blues? If it's a hit song and it's touched people's heart and they listen to it every day, and like me, I have certain songs, I have certain go-to songs. And when people come to my, sometimes I get with a guy and I say, hey man, give me some of your favorite songs, and you can learn a lot by a person's playlist on the things, the music that they listen to. And I've got some gems from people who say, man, this is one of the songs that I played to get me through this situation. Or this, when I get ready to go out, I like to play this song. And so it's just, I think it's really up to the consumer and I think we all are consumers. Even me, I love. You'll catch me at Howlin' Miles. You'll catch me at Ferry Street. I love live music, so I'm a consumer. So I'm on both sides of it.
I think sometimes artists do get caught up in that. I'm an artist. I'm doing my craft, and go against commercialism. But the truth is, if nobody wants to listen to what you're doing, what's the point?
Right. Exactly.
So,
what's the point?
So there does at least have to be a balance.
Yes.
There does have to be an audience for what you're doing, and what you're doing does have to touch the audience. So I do agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, you honor where something comes from,
Right.
and you don't lose sight of that,
Right.
and so you definitely honor where something comes from and hold on to that and pay homage to it and don't lose it, but at the same time you do go ahead and stretch and grow. I agree with that concept. Of course, I'm the newbie on the block, so I would, but
and that's absolutely correct the way you put that, because we want to always show homage to the guys who came before us, because we didn't make up the blues. We was born into the blues, and we was born into soul music and stuff
Oh,
like that.
that's a song title, Born into the Blues. Oh, that is a song title.
That's a good one.
That
That's
is a
good
song
one.
title. And two writers sitting here. Which one of us is going
And
to write
you
it
know
down
what?
first?
You know what? I hate that I have that mind frame because I couldn't have a regular conversation without thinking, oh, that's the awesome.
That's a song title.
Song title. I do that all the time when I'm in the mid conversation. Oh, man, I want to write that down. That's
That's a song title. Born into the Blues.
That's nice. That's an album cover.
Absolutely it is. Yeah.
That's good.
It is. Yeah.
beautiful.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a balance. It's between the consumer, and then you want to always pay homage to the setup of what the originators want blues. So it's kind of like you know, it's a balance. It's a balance in that.
Right. And you certainly don't want to lose what the original was.
No.
You never want to do that.
No.
Coming from country, we don't ever want to lose what the original country was, but we don't want to stick with that either. We want to expand beyond.
Right. So I have some songs that I would consider. Speaking for myself, I appreciate all of the guys who came before me because I couldn't have done anything. And even right now, there's so many people around me that helped me throughout the years. From my brothers, my mothers, my uncles, and different inspirations I got from the B.B. Kings, the Bobby Blue Blands, but it's always good that even as I get older, I'm going to appreciate the young people who come after me, and they can push it, just push the envelope a little bit on how they feel the blues, and we appreciate all of it. I do. Speaking for myself, so.
I think what invariably ends up happening is, because we saw this in country music, what ends up happening is there'll be a younger generation that ends up circling back and doing stuff very much like the original.
Yes,
invariably that happens.
It always comes back to
Yes.
the original because the original is what it is. Even dealing with like vinyl,
Right.
I think that's coming back, like that sound, that little crackling sound that
That's
you hear.
exactly right.
You don't get it because in the studio version now it's kind of like too clean. It's just it's too technical, it's too clean, so you kind of yearn. And I find myself going back. Like I listen to a lot of old stuff, a lot of old school stuff,
Right.
and I get a lot of inspiration from the early years of music.
Right.
Yeah, tape, even some old tape recorders, 8 tracks and stuff like that. We go back and listen to. I was listening to some Minnie Riperton just last night. What was it, Memory Lane? Oh my God! It hit differently once you grow, you mature.
Yeah, exactly.
You mature and you go back and listen to some of the music you didn't like as a youngster. You like, oh man, I don't want to hear that. And then you hear Memory Lane and you like, oh my goodness, I see why. Because you have matured into the understanding of what this person was portraying at that time.
Right. Your appreciation develops.
Oh, the appreciation is there. It's totally there. And even with my first cousin, Bean String, shout out to Bean String. We go back and listen. When we have listening parties, we'll hang out. Like we may go outside and strike up a little bonfire or whatever.
With
have
the
a listening
grill?
party with the grill. And y'all never mind, cuz he's just delirious right now. His birthday. This takes me back, you know what I'm saying? We country folks, so sometimes we go outside. It don't matter, it can be raining outside. Somebody say, man, I'm home. And all of a sudden, somebody will say, let's make a store run. And somebody would get something to drink. And then somebody would go to rub in the stomach and say, I'm hungry. And my old uncle would come down. He might have some chacos on the side. And he began to soak the chacos and let them simmer to the side. And then he would chop up some wood chips and soak them in some water and sprinkle them around the grill. And a few minutes later, outside and strike up a little bonfire or whatever.
With
have
the
a
grill?
listening party with the grill. And we listening to old school music, baby.
Now he's talking about Ben Sterling. Ben just walked through here a second.
Yeah.
And Ben is an awesome bass player.
Indeed.
But now is an
Indeed.
awesome guitar player and a vocalist. And
Yep.
they happen to be cousins. Same
Yeah.
family, like I said.
Yeah.
So much talent in that family.
Indeed. And
Yeah.
I remember when he would play the bass, but he could hardly hold the bass. The bass was bigger than he was. And so
And now he dances with
now
them.
he can dance with
Yeah,
the bass.
yeah.
So it's all good. I just love music. I love performing. Like I said, that's the best part of it, especially when you got a crowd who really appreciate music.
Yes.
You know, and they honor the music. Sometimes when we on stage, it could be a grind if you have an audience that's not really in tune with what you got going on. But when you have an audience that we call it breaking it down. Sometimes we'll break it down, and I like to talk to the people and engage the audience, and it's quiet, and they really respect that you have
Yes.
broken down, and you can hear the smallest, slightest. Oh my God, that's where it is. And then we can build on it, and then sometimes we go to a realm or a different dimension even on stage. And we often talk about it, like after shows, we always discuss the show, how the show went and stuff like that, and different songs that hit differently, and we'll use the term called a vibe. It's like, man, that was a total vibe on it. You know what I'm saying? We use that term all the time. So
Right.
that's what it's about. It's about getting into that zone. And if you can do it with your original music, oh man, that's the best.
I said, another day is turned to night, and the night has turned to day, but I haven't heard from you. Why haven't I heard from you? I hope to see you. I hope to see you again. Real simple song that says I hope to see you again. I
vibe on it. You know what I'm saying? We use that term all the time. So
Right.
that's what it's about. It's about getting into that zone. And if you can do it with your original music, oh man, that's the best. That's the best.
So, of course, the show is hitting the road in Mississippi, and you've talked some about all the places you've been in Mississippi.
Yeah.
But you've got a new album you're going to be doing.
Yes.
You're writing. You love performing. So, how do you feel about hitting the road in Mississippi? What does that mean to you?
Hitting the road means to me, it's about networking
Okay.
and meeting new people and living, because you meet new people with new situations. And I love going out on the road and soaking up the environment of different places and different regions.
Okay.
And I love that they have the appreciation from where I come from, and we could meet at a middle place, and we all could, like I said, going back to the Michael Jackson thing, they didn't even speak English, but they all came together. And they made something beautiful, a beautiful moment that people will never forget. And that's what I think music can do for people.
And he was definitely on the road.
Oh, and he was definitely on the road.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's good. That's a good
right.
analogy.
Yeah.
Right. There's an exchange for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you run into a lot of people from Mississippi, of course, on the road.
Oh yeah.
But there are a lot of people coming from all over the world to see artists in Mississippi. Do you encounter much of that when you're on the road in Mississippi?
That's funny you say that, because a lot of people have branches from Mississippi. A lot of people ventured out to Chicago and places of that nature, but they have family here in Mississippi, and you'll be surprised some of the people, even celebrities. I'm not gonna go down the line naming them, but a lot of celebrities that are from Mississippi, and they have roots here in Mississippi. So I believe Mississippi is, what do they call it, the root,
The
Birthplace.
birthplace of America's
American
music.
music.
I believe that totally. And and I meet different people. I met a young lady at one of my last shows. She was from Jamaica, and born and raised, had the accent, the total nine. So, and she enjoyed the music, and
Oh, that is so cool.
so it's always fun to figure out where people. Sometimes I can hear it. Like I thought she might have been from Tennessee when I first heard that dialect, but I was off by a little bit.
People love trying to guess where I'm from.
Yeah. They know where I'm from when I go out. They're like, "Oh, you from the South?" Yeah, I'm from the South. So
Right.
yeah, it's always fun.
So I think that's interesting that you met someone from Jamaica and
Yeah.
got to talk to them and got to hear their appreciation for Mississippi and for your art.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful that you got that experience.
And you'll find that, and like I said, when people are genuine and they come up to me, I can't even believe it sometimes. People are like, "Oh, man, that was totally awesome." People are coming in tears and things of this nature, different women, even grown men, which is beautiful.
Which is beautiful.
It really is.
It is beautiful.
You know, as
it's
men,
beautiful that he shared it with you.
I couldn't believe it, because that's why I laughed, because he put himself out there. He was vulnerable. He was like, "Hey, bro, I actually shed tears."
No, that's beautiful that
Wow.
he told you
And-
that.
and-
that you got to
bro.
know that your work touched somebody that way.
Yeah.
And that they were, and well, I think it says a lot too for where we have grown to be as a people, that someone doesn't mind being that vulnerable,
Right.
and
Especially as
sharing that
men.
way.
Yeah, because sometimes men want to always be the tough guy, or present themselves to be the strong one. But I've cried to music plenty of times.
Well, and I think you're being an artist, a writer, all of those things is why he felt safe
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes for exactly what we're trying to show is
Right.
that is the growth that we have in the state because our premise is that the voice of all artists
Right.
came from the fact that people were repressed and oppressed and couldn't speak. They
Right.
couldn't express who they were and what they were feeling, what their needs were, and that's where the arts of Mississippi came from.
Yeah.
And blues, of course, but all the arts. And so the fact that somebody, because of your art, felt like they could come forward and in this day and time be a vulnerable male and say that moved me to tears. That shows the growth we have made. So I think that's beautiful. You're making our point for us.
It was one of the most beautiful touches. It was actually a moment. I'll never forget the moment. Certain people I never forget. They come to me after a show and they express themselves in that matter. Sometimes they're in tears, and sometimes they laugh, and sometimes they're just joyful. But it's certain people that you don't ever forget, and that was one of those moments where I always cherish those type of moments. That's what fuels me to keep writing and performing, because I know it's some people out there who really appreciate what we do. It's one of the most beautiful things, and that's what I do it for. I don't do it for money or anything like that, but it's a feeling. Like I said, when even going back to a basketball analogy, we'll use Michael Jordan. Sometimes he get into what we call a zone where he can't miss. Everything's going in because he prepared himself to be in that moment with all this preparation. And so when he actually gets into that zone, I think that's what he actually plays basketball for. To leave that legacy. There's a legacy within that. And so when I get in that zone in music, certain songs, and it could be a sad song, it could be a upbeat, up-tempo song where everybody's just dancing and you feeling it, and you're like, oh man, this is what life is about.
It's that song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what life is about for me.
Cover.
I'm excited right now because this is an exciting time in my life where I'm actually doing my thing as far as I'm out front, I'm on the microphone, I'm writing. I got a group of guys who actually believe in what we got going on as far as our goals to do music, and it's a beautiful process. And then just learning, and like I said, I've been doing a lot of shows. I did a lot of shows last year, a lot of private shows, birthday parties and graduation parties and things of that nature. And we got a lot of positive feedback, and we had a lot of fun meeting different people. And they showed us a lot of appreciation out there, and that's what, that's what it's about. Yeah. But I'm excited. Like I said, we're writing. We're in the studio. I got a bunch of music that I've been wanting to put out for years, and I'm ready to release some of this stuff because, like my uncle told me, he was like, man, you owe it to the people. You owe it to the people to release this music to the world. So I'm salute to my Uncle Tim.
Yeah.
He was the one that he heard my music, and he was like, yeah, you owe it to the world, man, to show me. And we all do. We all have something special that lies. Everybody is unique. And I think if we be the best you that you can be, don't try to imitate. We already have a Michael Jordan and a Michael Jackson and B.B. King.
Right.
We could take from those people. Of course, they're going to influence us. But if you everybody has their own story, and so if you write from your own story and write from your heart, somebody be the best you can be, because nobody can beat you being you.
That's exactly right.
So that's an exciting thing about what I'm doing. There's not another. I don't know another Jakiris.
We don't either.
I don't know another Jakiris, so I just be the best Jakiris I can be.
That's another one of our premises, is that everyone has a story.
Yes.
And that there is nothing that is ordinary, that from the ordinary comes the extraordinary.
Right. That's true.
It's like you've been reading our script.
You've been reading our stuff.
Amen.
You've been reading our stuff.
He hasn't. He really has not. We didn't prime him for that.
I got that. I'm reading off the front page.
On my phone.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be the best me that I can put out there, and I'm not in competition. Sometimes we'll as different artists we'll think, oh man, this guy, he may be able to sing better than me, or he can play the guitar better than me. No, it's everybody has their own style and own unique life events that made you who you are. Everybody has their own sound, vocal texture, and all this. Have fun, man. Be confident. And do you?
Yeah, do
you. That's my advice to everybody, pretty much, but especially like the younger people like me that's coming up. And a lot of people think I'm new to the game. I'm not new, but I am true. So we're gonna be bringing you some original music. I've been singing since I got a picture. I'm gonna send her the picture of me. My mom, she probably gonna want me to tell y'all. My mom was in the background. It must have been like an Easter Sunday at church. I'm maybe 5 or 6 years old with my white shirt on, necktie, and she got her all white on, playing the organ in the background, and it's on my grandmother's refrigerator. It's in my phone, I believe. I may have my phone.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that picture to y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been singing for a long time. I actually ran away from singing because I wasn't shy, but I always was. I was different. I put it like that. I was different, so I used to love to observe people, and so people thought I was shy or whatever. I can talk for days on different subjects, and sometimes in certain settings I'm quiet if I don't know you. You know, if once we get to know you, we'll talk all day
I
long.
thought you were shy for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people thought I was shy, but I'm not shy. But yeah, so I've been doing it for a long time, and I ran from singing because I didn't want to be out front, because I let people put the shy thing on me. And so I started even believing that I was shy. I
Right.
was like, no, I'm not shy.
Not
That's
shy.
letting someone else write your story.
Yeah.
And we can't do that.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people. If I fear something, I'm gonna run into it head first. You know what I'm saying? So, and so when people discovered that I can sing, like I said, I used to love to play the drums because I can lay back in the cut.
Exactly.
Somebody
Be in
else
the
was out
corner
there.
or something.
I was in the corner playing, doing my thing, and they found out I could sing. My grandmother found out I could sing. She said that boy, he can sing. He had the voice of a lion.
A lion. I
She-
love
she
that
did.
definition,
She
that
did.
description.
Yeah, and I actually put that in my biography. That quote that and that stuck with me. That was around the time when when I showed you the picture, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. She was like,
She
"You have the
put
voice
that
of a lion."
blessing on you.
Yeah, and I believe that one. I took that one.
Wow.
I got rid of the shy stuff.
That's
So,
cool.
I think you met grandmother
I've met
a couple
grandma.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I see some merchandise in here. A lion, a stuffed lion named Jakiris.
hey.
I see some merchandise.
Hey.
Stick with me.
Hey.
I'm all about the branding.
I'm actually a lion person. I got a lot of stuff.
There we go. There we
at
go.
home. My screensaver is a lion on my computer at the house.
With a
cool.
collar that says "Born into the Blue."
Ooh, I like this one. She come up with some good stuff. You always thinking in terms
Always
of,
thinking.
You-
Always.
and that's the thing with a musician. It's hard to turn that off.
You can't.
It's hard to turn that off,
You
man, because
can't.
you're always thinking in terms of that's a great song. I be just hearing. That's why I like to listen, because I be like, oh man, that's a great song.
Yeah.
And I take people's stories, some of my stories as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then I sing about other people's stories. I freestyled a song with me and Chancellor. I got a cousin, Chancellor. She know Chancellor Kane.
He plays with Jarikas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to get together for hours. We would talk on the phone. I'm a long-winded guy when I talk about what I like to talk about, and we would talk for hours.
As
on the
my
phone.
battery goes dead, no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
So, but look, part 2. Y'all
Part
be looking
two.
out for it. We're gonna come up with the album.
22.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, I got so much inside of me, so much music that people haven't heard. I'm excited about getting it out and seeing the response from it, and I get a high off of that.
Sure. Now, you said you are in the studio. When you say in the studio, what does that mean? Do you record? Do you have your own studio? Are you doing this yourself? Are you? What does that mean?
Oh,
when you say
most
that?
definitely. I started off going to the studios that you have the guy there. That's what he does for a
Right.
living.
Right.
And then and I eventually, because I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and have something. I was like, oh man, I need to lay this down. So I got in there and started doing the homework and fidgeting around with different systems. And I actually have some music that I produced for the most part from my home. I'll tell you nobody. And I have some stuff that I did with in different studios. I've been to a lot of different studios for a lot of different reasons. Some people can record live music with the drums and stuff like that, and sometimes you have something that's already recorded and you need a guy, so you won't have to be in there running back and forth to the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's a vibe. You might vibe with a guy, and y'all make good. You do good work when you're with this guy.
Right.
So it's I go to different studios for different reasons.
Okay. Want to share this
How
time?
much time y'all got on that computer?
We're at 40. We're at 43 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I ain't gonna
That's
give y'all.
cool.
I ain't gonna give y'all too much. It's layers to this.
Layers.
To make sure I got all my gear on right and taking pictures. Everything is on camera now, so you gotta be out here. You gotta put your best foot
You,
forward.
you got to be stylish.
You gotta be styling. You gotta feel. And the thing about me, I don't dress to try to impress other people. It's a feel good thing. When you dress like you want to dress and you're comfortable and you feeling yourself, I believe you perform better.
Absolutely.
And you feel good, you dress good, you smell good, you look good, and you know your day goes better. You know, you ever notice when you wash your car, it drives a little bit
It
better.
drives better.
It really does.
It does.
It does.
And it rains.
Yeah. I might as well do a rain dance when I wash my car.
Absolutely.
It's gonna rain like a few
And the birds
hours.
fly over.
Yeah. Birds
That's
is-
true. It does drive better when you wash
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
And the same thing. You're
Yes.
that's what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Now, he's a hat man,
I'm a hat guy.
and I asked him tonight to come for the interview in a hat that did not cover, and I said, "Don't wear a hat that covers your cute face."
Yeah.
And so, because sometimes he wears hats and he gets up to sing, and all you can see is the brim of the hat and the microphone. And so, I purposely asked him. So he came in a pared down
Yeah.
beanie cap.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And we did not contact each other. We didn't
Hey,
plan this.
and we coordinated.
Yeah, we did
So,
not plan it. It wasn't planned at all.
Great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
think alike.
Absolutely.
That's another song.
That is,
See,
yeah.
we can go on. We can go on. We can go on. Life is but a song. We can go on.
Oh, there's another one.
Life is but a song.
Excuse me,
Oh
y'all.
my goodness, life is
Excuse me,
but a
y'all.
song.
Life is but a
Oh
song.
my
Now,
God.
Peggy's writing with us. All right, everyone. We are so thankful to ATG.
I'm thankful and grateful, and it's my pleasure.
Jakiras.
Anytime you guys need me.
To hear us.
Singleton.
Yes.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
And you are welcome back with us anytime.
Thank you.
You
Thank
can
you for
anytime
having me.
you just want to just peel off another layer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let me know. I'll charge the phone up.
You gotta make sure you bring your charger.
Yes.
You know.
You know, cause we go deep. Still waters run deep.
There we go. Oh, that's in a song.
That's actually a song.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for that one. I tried.
No charge. All right. So thank you all for joining us as Peggy and I are hitting the road in Mississippi. Bye, y'all.
Peace.
This next song I'm doing is called And Then I Got to Thinking About It. That's something like relationships, you know. Sometimes you may have the one, but you think the grass is green on the other side. So you go to the two and the four. That's when you think the grass is greener, but you end up coming back to that one. Yeah. You venture off to the two. The four. But you end up coming right back to one. So I wrote a song about it and said, take me to the one. To the one. To the one. Take me to the one. Sometimes we go to the two. And the four. End up right back to the one. Yeah. So if you have to go down to the two, yeah. Oh, end up right back at the one.
Thank you for joining us. We'd love to hear any ideas you might have about what we're doing or any suggestions about where we might go or someone we might interview.
As we are hitting the road in Mississippi.